Oh, no. Wait, yes, I can. Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
And I think it's live.
Yes.
Good evening, Source Nation. Good evening, and welcome to Sexual Health Talk Podcast with Dr. Julissa, and I am your host, Kathy B. I am so excited to be back in the studio with you once again. Well, we're both excited to be back in the studio with you all once again. Now, before we get into tonight's conversation, I'm going to also ask that everyone must be the age of 18 to partake in tonight's conversation. That's right. So if you have the young ones around, send them away. It's actually a great night here. we have some perfect weather. So if you're here in the area, send the kids out to play. And we can have some great talk. So definitely 18 years or older. And of course, you're watching live right here on Sexual Health Talk Podcast with Dr. Julissa. So Dr. Julissa, if you will, please take a moment to introduce yourself to the Source Nation family, and then we'll share with them what we're speaking on tonight.
Hello, my beautiful friend. I'm excited to be back here live.
Yes.
And hello, SRN Live TV family and Source Radio family. I'm Dr. Julissa, and empowering you to experience epic sexual health is what I absolutely love to do. As a board certified naturopathic doctor for over 20 years, I feel that really sexual health is at the basic elemental core of our very being. And when we're not feeling right with regards to our sexual health, it spans out to affect us in so many other areas that it's crucial that we feel balanced in that department. So let's talk about some things to help us achieve that tonight.
Love it. I love it. So if you are watching us live, we want to make sure that you all can send in your questions because we'll answer them right here live on the show. So just go down into the comment section. If you hear anything that you want to have Dr. Julissa expound on, please do that. And we'll make sure to take care of that while we're here together tonight. So tonight's conversation, because I know you guys are ready to hear, we're speaking about couples. Why many couples are having less sex. Let me say that again. Why are many couples having less sex? And when I looked at this title, Dr. Julissa, and actually this topic, I'm like, man, it's the pandemic.
Go ahead, Kathy. Give me one moment. I'll be right back with you, but keep on talking to our...
You would think, Source Nation and Facebook family, the fact that the pandemic will bring us closer together, right? So let me just share with you some of the things that I've been getting here in the studio. Real quick. I've gotten messages where couples are saying that they're taking this time right now to really begin to cultivate the relationship. And what do I mean by cultivating the relationship? They have the time now where they can communicate, have effective conversations, be able to build on the family. Not only that, but have more fun and be creative in the bedroom. So the pandemic has brought us together in so many ways. And a lot of the emails that I've received during this time states that, we've been able to build our relationship. We've been able to experience new ways of love making. We've been able to heighten our love language. So it's very interesting, Source Nation and Facebook, that we would have a topic of this nature. So Dr. Julissa, talk to us about why many couples are having less sex, especially in this time that we're in now. Explain that to us.
what this whole situation that the world has gone through has shown us is that just like many couples are engaging more in intimacy since they've come together in closed quarters for long periods of time, that many, you say a good 50% also have come apart, have been pulled apart, and they have not been engaging in more intimacy. So I want to delve deeply into chapter 7, for example, of Dr. Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and Sex in the Bedroom, where he delves deeply into explaining why we're seeing that. And I'll also add to what I've been experiencing with my patients and couples in over the past 20 years as well. But it's a mix. It's 50-50. Some people have gotten closer and are having much more sex. I mean, we know for a fact that you and I covered how sex toys and the sale of sexual items actually increased during the past year. And yet in other cases, people filing for divorce and feeling more disconnected. So we'll touch upon that group of why they're having less sex. But does that feel like something that you've maybe heard or had in conversation with people, amongst friends, amongst loved ones? What have you been hearing?
Well, I mean, just as I shared with Source Nation and our Facebook family, the fact that I am still getting emails where couples are saying that this has been a time, the perfect time, where they can truly reconnect because they have time. And with the pandemic, it is giving them a greater sense of what their relationship is and where it can be because they have that time. I love the fact that you brought in, because in previous conversations, we have spoken about, creative ways to heighten the sexual experience. So again, going back to couples having less sex, I'm curious as to why. Is it because now they are spending that time and they're like, oh, I need a break? So if it's split, then I'm curious in finding out. So yes,
okay.
Information.
All right, so let's dive right in, shall we?
Yes.
We begin here with the following. Couples today are having much less sex than the media suggests. Yes, a lot of hungry men and women are out there wanting sex, but once they're married or after a few years, other things become more important and sex is overlooked. So that is pretty much the premise of what has been happening a lot. The couples that are having less sex, the more time they are together. And I feel that it takes two to make it work so that it continues, right? So let's see. The primary reason for this loss of interest, it states, is that men feel rejected. This may not be what you were thinking, but because men feel rejected and women don't feel romanced and understood in the relationship. Let me stop right there before I continue. What do you feel about that?
Okay. And I love that you asked that, because I was actually in a room on Clubhouse a couple of nights ago, and that situation or that dynamic of relationship came up where men said that they do feel rejected in the bedroom. And one of the young ladies that was on stage said it could very well be that what the woman may have been going through in the day she had not released. So whatever she was going through, she brought it into the bedroom, or she's bringing it to the relationship. And when the man is ready to receive her, he's not getting, or he's not fulfilled with what she's bringing in. So he feels rejected. in a sense. And then when it comes to the sexual side, as women, they're not, or she basically said, the woman's not receiving what she wants from her man. So, you know, I guess it's just how the relationship is going at the time, and what is it that they're both communicating. Because to me, I think that comes from communication. There's a break in communication. So if you're not expressing what it is that you desire to have within the bedroom and within the relationship, then there's going to be a break. So when it's time to have that sexual experience, it's not going to be the way that you want it, if that makes sense.
I hear your point, and I really feel your point. I can definitely say that I can sense that has been a dynamic in some of the patients that I've treated in the past. And with regards to what you said about him ready to receive her, let's look again at the anatomy of the man and the woman. He is a natural giver. She is the one natural receiver. And so when he comes to her and pursues her to have that intimacy, I love that you mentioned that some women don't release what they've been through the day. And it does also go back to, well, maybe she doesn't feel romanced and understood, where I always recommend, and this is also in the teachings of Mars Venus, that once you both have arrived home from the day where you've had your time apart, where, remember, it's 3 in a relationship. It's you, the female, it's him, the male, and then both of you. Okay. So you have your relationships and your world and your experiences outside of each other, and then you come together and have your experiences which you have together. It's important to share. And I love that you mentioned the communication, to share, and for her to, so that she cannot be producing so much testosterone and be so much on her masculine side, because that will cause a clashing with him in the home and in the bedroom. For her to release being so much on that masculine side, she needs to feel supported, feel loved, feel understood. And it's important for her to share her day. That should be something where he just listens, not necessarily wants to fix anything, even though that's in his nature. It's his nature to be the thinker and want to fix everything, so she doesn't feel bad, so she doesn't feel stressed, so she doesn't feel angry, so she doesn't feel tense. She's the feeler, he's the thinker. And so I do recommend, if that is the dynamic that's happening, right, where she hasn't released, like what they said on your Clubhouse platform, then it's important for her to share. And he listened, her do that, and then go have a bath, my dear. Go soak in your bath for a good 30 minutes, have some lavender oil and Epsom salts in that bath, sip on a nice cup of tea while you're in the bath, and then you released a lot of that. The dinner can come together, you can all sit and, laugh together, and then have the intimacy later on. Perfect.
Yep.
Right? How does that feel?
I love that. I love that. I love that you said, because that was one of the things that one of the speakers stated, is that sharing and listening is the most important keys to a sexual experience. Sharing and listening. And if you had not that, then your sexual life is not going to be where you want it. I think it was very powerful when she said that.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I like that.
Excellent.
Good information.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. So let's delve deeper into why he feels rejected and the woman feels romanced and she doesn't feel romanced and understood in the relationship. A woman does not instinctively realize how sensitive a man is when she isn't in the mood for sex. And I really, truly feel that this has been going on for eons. And that women are really discounting this. And it's so crucial for women to understand that a man first wants to be respected Then there's love. While it's reversed for the woman, she wants to feel love. And the way that he feels it is through sex. With a woman, first it's here, and then in the physical. But he expresses love through sex. And so a man does not instinctively realize how much a woman needs romance and good communication, exactly what you said, to open up and feel in the mood. Period. That's end of that second paragraph. So it's exactly what you and I have been stating before even reading that, right? Good?
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. We actually have a comment that came in, and I want to make sure that we do that. So, Carl, thank you so much for tuning in to Sexual Health Talk Podcast with Dr. Julissa. Okay, he said, you either have your best friend or you find yourself with your worst enemy. And no one wants to interact on any level with their enemy. Yeah, good, Carl.
Agree.
I like that.
Yes, that makes sense. Absolute sense. Thank you, Carl. Yes, yes. Now, what brought her to that point? It's obviously not always the fault of one or the other. It takes two. It takes two to tango. It takes two to realize where one is hurting the other, where one is lacking in something and the other is not. And it's important for one or the other to communicate and share what's going on. Now, let's also keep in mind that the man is not that much of a talker. All right, so don't expect for him to open up the way you ladies should. According to teachings of relationships and Mars-Venus dynamic, the woman should always talk 5 times more than the man. It's just natural because intimacy is see into me. And so again, she receives and he is a giver. So she is the one that has to share so much so that he can listen, really, tell me more. And he can probe and probe and probe with more questions and more questions. He needs to ask her questions, not do so much talking. He's not supposed to be doing so much of the talking. Let her share more. Yes, he can do some, but it should always be that she pretty much communicates 5 times more. And again, this is just teachings of relationship experts from everyone that talks about these types of dynamics, from Dr. John Gray to Esther Perel to Rory Ray and such, and what I've also discussed with patients for over 20 years. That dynamic that way needs to exist. And so in continuation with the man feeling rejected, let's see. For men not to feel rejected, couples need to create free, positive, and easy communication about sex, particularly about initiating sex. Now, that's something that you don't hear often about. When a man repeatedly gets the message and truly believes that his partner loves sex with him, his sexual desires can remain healthy and strong. So it's important that she lets him know that he's desired. It's not insecurity. It's natural for the person that you care for, the person that is your mate, to want to feel that he is desired by his woman. What do you feel?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think when you have the space, and I love to say when you are free within the relationship. When you are free within the relationship, this is where that good communication comes in, and you're able to talk about, what it is that you like, and there's no judgment. So being free within a relationship allows room for you to discuss whatever without judgment. It gives you the space to explore without judgment. So I love that. I'm gonna go back to what I heard on Clubhouse and what you said too, Dr. Julissa. Just and when you were saying that the woman does more of the talking, I was shaking my head and agreeing because I talk all the time.
And if she's not, gentlemen, ask questions, probe. She wants that. That's what she needs, so she can open up to you. But if and I know it may sound like coddling, it may sound, but it's natural. He has to go after that, look for that, come to try and get that, and she's ready to receive it. Really, she is. And sometimes she doesn't know that she needs that.
Yeah.
So do keep that in mind. Some women are not aware of this type of dynamic. Some women are not aware that we are not the same. And I keep repeating that to my patients, to my female patients and male patients. Women and men are not the same. And until we embrace that and realize that he receives love very differently from the way she receives love. However, it's easy for them both to give the love that they need from each other because it's innate in us to give our partner what we actually need if we're, feeling open to that and are able to feel accepted when we communicate that, then it flows easier. All right. And then I'll end with this. Yes, I love this too. So when a woman feels that a man is skilled in sex and he supports her in the relationship, her sexual desire can remain fresh. So that's why I'm a big proponent, and I tell my female patients this when we're dealing with the dynamic of a relationship that I know is also affecting them on a physical level, emotional and mental levels, and it's affecting their health. I tell them, do me a favor, tell your husband or boyfriend, male partner, he should hug you 4 times a day minimum without you even asking for it. He should just surprise you. And that in itself has a woman producing natural estrogen, which reduces her stress levels. This is physics here. Okay, then this has been proven in studies that when a woman feels supported, that when she feels loved, when she feels that understanding from her male partner, she naturally produces estrogen, which will counter the production of testosterone that she was making when she was out in the world, making money, stressed at work, arguing with coworkers, arguing with her boss, and comes home miserable. It's because she's too much on her male side, because she's producing too much testosterone. And so when she feels that support, she completely comes down. She becomes vulnerable. She melts in his arms. So, gentlemen, rule of thumb, you want her to open up more without her asking for it. When she asks for it, she's asking for a hug. She's on her masculine side. She's asking for it. She shouldn't have to ask. Just do it. 4 hugs a day minimum. All right. Just grab her and hug her. Hold her tight. That's all. That's all that she needs.
Right. Love it. Source Nation and Facebook family, you're watching live right here on Sexual Health Talk Podcast with Dr. Julissa. I am your host, Kathy B, and tonight's conversation is a great one. We are speaking about why many couples are having less sex. We have another comment, and that comment is, however, men as well as women let themselves go and do not practice maintenance of self or maintenance in the relationship. Love that. What are your thoughts about that, Dr. Julissa?
Okay, I love what I've heard. A very good friend of mine is also Stefan Labossiere, who is who everyone knows on social media as Stefan Speaks, for example. And I love, again, I'm sharing a lot of these teachings, but as a board certified naturopathic doctor, I focus on sexual health and healing, everything from the orgasms to issues that people may be having with their reproductive system. And the relationship aspect also affects the sexual health aspect. And with regards to what he just said, and people who do not maintain themselves, always consider, my friends, that you need to look good and maintain yourself for you and your partner. A lot of, for example, women will dress for other women. Right? Or men may dress for other men to notice that they have this latest, I don't know, shoe or sneaker, or the woman has this latest dress and so on. But if what attracted you to each other in the very beginning, something that now you're the complete end of the spectrum from, the complete opposite. It's natural for some things to change as far as desire and what you're looking at. And of course, it is always attractive to have a partner who loves themselves, a healthy love for oneself, and takes care of their health, takes care of their body. Now, if there was some sort of a dynamic in the relationship that pushed the person to start feeling loss of confidence and so on and so forth, again, the communication, that needs to be discussed.
Yes, I love that. Great information there, Dr. Julissa. So what else could we add to this conversation, the piece we talked about, the male side, and now let's talk about women. The fact that wanting and desiring to have sex and with our partners, what are some of the things that we need to concentrate on when it comes to the bedroom and really pleasing the male in our lives and ourselves? What is it that we need to look at?
So I'm going to leave that as a teaser for the next show, because the end of this section, at the end of this section, it's the initiating sex versus conversation section. But I want to end with the ending sentences of this last paragraph in what you were asking with regards to women. It states that good communication and loving support in the relationship, however, are most important for a woman. For a man, a good relationship is certainly important, but many times what makes the biggest difference in his sexual success is with her. All right. So for a man, a good relationship is important, but many times what makes the big difference is his sexual success with her. That's what makes him feel that he has a successful relationship as well. I love also the statement, for example, that Dr. Gray said, where he's never treated a patient, and neither have I when you come to think of it, but he's never treated a patient that the man has left a woman who was having regular orgasms. Hasn't met one yet. I haven't either. In over 20 years of practice, I have not met a couple that was on the brink of separation or so on if the woman was having regular orgasms. It just is. And so that's where they feel that success is. Yes, we can live without sex, but we can't live without touch. And I feel that with the sexual health, the intimacy of even touching and caressing, hugging, kissing, cuddling, all of that plays a huge part, which is kind of like the foreplay aspect of what a woman needs to start opening up like a flower for him, all right, so that he can then achieve his goal of feeling that deep sexual connection with her. And the climax that both of them want to eventually experience. So initiating sex versus conversation will be next week's show.
I love it. And that is a great stopping point. Dr. Julissa, thank you so much for coming in and speaking with us tonight. And of course, Source Nation and our Facebook family, our conversation topic was tonight on, why are many couples having less sex? So if you're coming in, go back and watch the replay and, come back next week where we'll talk a little bit more about this topic. So we'll expound a little bit more on the topic. So with that said, Dr. Julissa, I always love to leave our conversations either with some information that we have not shared or maybe some tips and advice that we could take into next week or maybe use in the bedroom tonight.
I love that. Yes. So let's open the dialogue. Let's open, and gentlemen, probe with questions, hug minimum 4 times a day. And ladies, please learn to let go of everything from the day by sharing your day. Go and have a bath. with some nice lavender oil and Epsom salt, sip on a cup of tea while you're there, soak for a bit after an hour, then come out refreshed, ready to enjoy the evening with your partner, and do that. It's necessary for you to do that and to share with your partner when you are dislodging the day on them, that you just want them to listen. They don't necessarily need to fix anything. However, if you do need some solutions, remember that you need to treat him as your hero. He is the one that you should come to. He is the one that you want to feel supported by. And if you do need that type of support where you need something to be resolution, then ask. Ask, and he will be happy to give to you whatever he thinks is the solution so that you don't feel stressed and you feel relaxed and joyful. So let's do that tonight and explore different positions too. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Love it, Dr. Julissa. Thank you so much. And if you will, please share with Source Nation and the Facebook family, how can we get more information about you and continue to support you in your efforts?
Thank you, Kathy. This was fun to come back live with you again, and watch and stay tuned for the next show, everyone. I'm Dr. Julissa, and you can find my information on my newly redesigned website, which is drjulissa.com. That's drjulissa.com. Find all types of information there regarding sexual health, my books, and how to reach my agents to schedule a consult with me. There is availability for the next in the next coming months. We do have some openings to bring in new patients, but I'm at your service. In-office consults and telehealth, and excited for the next show, Kathy.
Awesome, awesome. Again, Source Nation, you've been listening live right here on Sexual Health Talk Podcast. I am your host, Kathy B. This is what I'm going to leave you guys with. You know, I always say this, and I've been saying it soon to be 8 years. Cannot believe it. But love on each other. Communication is key. And if you're striving for longevity, that is where you start. Communicate your desires, communicate your wants, communicate your needs, and you're well on your way to success within your relationship. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been watching live right here on Sexual Health Talk Podcast. We will be back next week at our regular time on Thursday, 9 p.m. Is that correct, Dr. Julissa? We'll be back next Thursday at 9 p.m.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so next Thursday at 9 p.m. right here live on Facebook. You guys have a wonderful evening and an amazing weekend, and we'll see you back here next week at 9 p.m. live on Facebook. Have a great evening. Good night.
Good night.